07 Commanders. Wyl Fearion here, the Vortex Squadron. We're going to talk a little bit today about Trailblazers 3 and anything else that's on my mind. Welcome back to the Galactic Pulse. Alrighty, so we're going to start out with the latest update. Right after I tell you about the fact that if you were in that event this weekend, last week, 2 weeks, the event in Dawn, DHAN, then you can go and pick up your little handy dandy little things that we won from that, which if you go over to Kid Station, which is where it all happened, this is where you needed to turn in your bounties and all that. So over here, or actually at Starport Services, should be able to go to the mission board, should be able to go to community goals, and bada bing, bada boom, you tell it you want to complete. Now you should have your items. So the items were 2 versions of the bounty scanner. There was it's fast scan and long range, which is great. It's one of the probably the most sought after things ever. There's 2 versions. There's an A version and a C version. The C version will take less power, so that'll be a thing. That'll be a great thing, and it goes nicely with, you know, being able to do bounty hunting and that sort of thing. The next thing we're going to talk about, obviously, you knew we were going to talk about this. We're going to talk real briefly, maybe, about the Trailblazer 3 update. It's coming out next Wednesday, April 30th. Not today, but soon. There's a number of improvements to colonization, power play, and the Corsair, which has been kind of a thing that's come up in the last week or so, probably dealing with some numbers that were incorrect. And it was, like I said on one of my live streams, somebody was complaining about something. I said, well, does it work out mathematically? And they couldn't answer that question. But thankfully, our old buddy Salvation 2.0, Meccan, has came and his group came up with some numbers that actually prove that, yeah, it didn't have the right numbers. So they were right. Good job, guys. So this thing's going to be down for a hot minute, man. It's going to be down for, looks like 8 hours. That's an 8-hour maintenance. That's a longie. But you're going to understand when you see this list. This list is ridiculously long, so I'm not going to go over all of it. The biggest things that I was concerned with colonization, well, now we apparently have a little bit better idea of how the colonization works. I think both the players and the developers now have an idea how it works, because the way it was working before was not good. So, yeah, so there's basically going to be strong links and weak links to get the economies that you want. I'm sure there's going to be tons and tons of material that will come out, guides, that sort of thing that'll come out. It will show you all this. I'll leave this link in the description if you want to read it all and, dig deep, because it's a lot, guys. So yeah, they basically have infographics. Love those. They've got everything. It tells you about how the economies are boosted or deboosted, and then so it just goes on and on. It's great. This is the most information that we've gotten so far, and I'm sure, like I said, after next Wednesday, people will probably scrutinize it now, but it won't really matter till next Wednesday, because they're not gonna, unless you found a really giant error that you got their attention with on a Friday, they're probably not going to change it, because it's probably in the hole. It's in the hole. So they're going to go on and do their thing. So yeah, so there's exercises. These guys, I got to hand it to them this time, okay? Even though I hate when they don't tell us nothing for a long time, at least this time, and other times too, but this time in particular, they came back with some serious numbers. And also the population growth is going to change, and that's going to make a huge difference. I think, overall, making colonies is going to be what most people would want to do. And it's also a great thing for the Thargoids, because there's just more humans to steal. They love that. So when they come back, I'm sure they're coming back. When they come back, they'll be more than happy to steal up all our humans and just who knows where they're storing them now. If they might, I don't know if it's going to be another mothership or what's going on. Maybe they'll just maybe they'll reinvigorate the Spire sites to just come back online and start processing human meat or humans. So anyway, port customization. Oh, they've also put in the ability that they haven't put the stuff in the store yet, but the ability to you're going to be able to customize the stations with colors and things like that. Great. I mean, come on, you knew that was coming, right? And then power play. Now, power play, I'm not a huge fan of this, but holy spuckets, there's a lot in here, and I think they turned some stuff back on. So they replace escape pods as useless activities. God, I don't even know, man. This is huge. This is these 3 updates are videos of in each of themselves. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But if you guys see anything that you think is really cool, you let me know in the comments down below, because I am not a huge power play person. So I don't want to get too deep in it, but it does. If things work better, I'm all for it, because there's a lot of things in there that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the having to do the first 5 missions, and it doesn't really make that clear enough to most people, because people are always asking me, well, I've done, I've been playing for weeks and I never get to level 1, and I'm like, oh, that's because you didn't do the first 5. And oh, you have to do them all. Yep, you got to do them all, which kind of sucks. Let's be honest, because sometimes the missions that you get in the first 5 are ones you don't even want to do. Let me pick the missions, something. Anyway, so issue trackers have been worked on. They've issue tracker fixes. I'm sorry, they haven't been worked on. These are fixes that came from the issue tracker that they completed. The stutter. This is a big thing. This was a huge problem for a while. At 5 after and 35 after, or whatever it is, your screen would just kind of jerk. It depends on your computer. The faster your computer was and the higher frame rate you're running at, you were less likely to see it as much. But it's totally annoying, and I think it was causing other problems, like making it deselect your target and stuff like that. So hopefully all that's fixed. These are kind of the most important ones in my mind. They've got a lot of Corsair fixes in here. The mass lock factor has been changed. The crash to desktop routes, I don't know what that is. Fixed instances of disconnects while jumping. The stutter. These are great. These are my favorites right here. They fixed the hit. Okay, so there was a hit check on some Corsair side engines. Okay, they got Corsair multiplayer audio. Okay, fixed UI panels and second chair now go beep as expected. Okay, alrighty, fixed Corsair engine sounds being too loud when rolling at maximum speed. Hey, can you guys do the one where when you go to the carrier from inside your ship and it sounds like the volume's up like 3x. Can you guys fix that? That's it's got to be an easy one. Fixed instances of colonization contact missing from list of contacts. Interesting. These are actually really good. So the fixed instances of missing construction points, I've seen that. Fixed Alistair military not counting towards a facility requirement or military hubs. I have not messed with that. Fixed planet ports not selling more than 3 commodity types. Sorry, and fixed on-foot settlements not having correct max commodities supplied. Now they will have approximately 3 for small, 5 for medium, 7 for large. That's interesting. These are good things to know. Fixed instances where construction could not be renamed. That's okay. Fixed incorrect images being shown in facility construction selector. Oh, I'm not sure what that one is. Reduce the orbital speed of ports constructed around neutron stars. Okay, I wonder if that's the deal with the the guy with the crazy one that was wiggling, the lantern's light or whatever. I don't know. This okay, fixed mini construction depot and beacon launch locations around Star to more closely respect their heat output, their stellar rings, and any binary partners they might share in orbit with. Okay? This is the cause of most failures to claim star systems. Oh, this may still occur in some instances, and the team are working to resolve these. Very interesting. Fixed a bug that caused constructions to be placed near the final asteroid cluster of a stellar ring instead of around the requested star. We have relocated. Oh, they relocated them? Constructions to their known spaces in the system. Okay. Known issue if in some instances space positions for construction depots and constructed assets are in the incorrect frame of reference, causing them to be impossible to dock a ship as they fly away. Oh, I had that the other day. I don't know if they've actually, are they saying they fixed it or they just know about it. Thank you to everybody who has reported the instances of those of those to help with our investigation. Yeah, I had that the other day. You go to your space station and it just starts flying away from you, and you can chase it down, but you can never get to it. It just keeps going blip blip blip, and then eventually it goes away, and then it's weird. It was just a weird bug. I just reset the instance and it was fine, but yeah, that is a weird bug. That is a weird one. So anyway, that's where we're at, guys. As far as colonization goes, I'd say, if you've got some smaller projects, then, just go ahead and try those for now. Let it settle for a couple days after Wednesday, because you know what's going to happen. They're going to find something else. So that's just, just take it easy. If you get the all good from any other news channel or whatever, by all means, jump in there at both feet. But I would just hold off, because the bigger groups will find out more quickly than we could, some of us smaller guys. So it's just better just to kind of wait it out a little bit. I'm just going to work on some small stuff. I've got a new system I'm trying to put together in the next few weeks. So anyway, that's where we're at, Commanders. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hopefully I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll check it out. We'll let you know. Take care, Commanders.